Lying down, any comfortable lying down position is fine. So feel free to bend your knees, to have your arms by your sides or overhead or anything like that. And just give yourself a moment or two to settle in. And then we'll take a couple of breaths together. So let's take an inhale through the nose, take a nice big full breath, fill up. And open your mouth and sigh the breath out, exhale. And just let your body soften and relax. Do that again. Inhale through the nose, take a full breath. Hold it for a moment, just briefly. And release it, exhale. Just allow the breath to pour out. And then do that one more time. Inhale. Fill the ribs, expand the back ribs into the floor, get right up under the collarbones. We're holding. Try and hold a little bit longer, maybe inhale a little bit more. And then let it all go, exhale. Allow the body to soften. Okay, coming into the Ujjayi breath. Begin to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Smooth, steady breath. Right, notice if the mind is busy, right? You can kind of take note of where the thoughts are going. And then see if you can start to steady the mind and just listen to your breath. Observe the breath. Hear the breath. Feel the breath. The sensations. Just allowing attention to drift, to melt, to soften. Moving your attention from the breath just out into the body, and take a moment to just tune in. Notice how your body's feeling. Right, how are your shoulders? How's your back? Belly, your abs, right? How are your hips, your legs? Just kind of taking a moment to just check in, right? Every day is a little bit different than the day before. So how are you today? Yeah, we'll just honor the body with the practice, right? Allowing the practice to just meet us right where we are. All right, gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And take a stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch out through the legs. Just wake yourself up a little bit. Yeah, circle the arms out wide. And then hug your knees. Bend the knees, gather them in towards your chest. Yeah, you can rock a bit side to side. Massage across the kidney band and the low back. Good. All right, so let's take more of a side stretchy twist today. So bring your feet to the floor and let your knees, your knees wide, your feet also wide. And then drop your knees over to the left. And they'll just kind of pop over to the side. Reach your right arm a little more overhead than out to the side. Just let the right side stretch and get long. And then maybe you pick your left foot up and you put it on top of your right leg. And let your right knee just melt down towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor. It's not like that. We're just looking for the stretch. And you don't have to have your foot on top. If that doesn't feel good, just put it back down on the floor. If you want a little more sensation, draw the knees in a little closer to the left side of you. Feels nice. Okay. If your foot is on top, take it off and let's switch sides. So we'll come back to the middle. You're going to recenter yourself. Plant your feet wide, knees wide, and just drop your legs over to the right side. Reach the left arm. Maybe you take the right foot out from under and you put it on top of your left leg. Notice how your two sides probably don't feel exactly the same. So how is it different on this side? Do you need to do anything differently with your body? Does it make sense to do the same thing? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you pull the knees in a little closer, see how that feels. All right, one more breath here. And releasing the leg from on top if you did put your foot up there, and then bringing the knees back to center. Oh, let's give them another hug. Squeeze them in. Gentle rocking side to side. All right, send your heels up towards the ceiling as you settle your rocking, of course. Give the backs of the legs a quick stretch. Just draw them in towards you. If you like, you can turn the toes out, bring the legs out wide, and just move into that stretch for a breath or two. If that feels good in your body, go for it. All right, legs back together. Let's bring the heels over the hips. If you can straighten your legs, straighten them. If you need your knees bent to do that, go ahead and bend your knees, but heels over the hips. And let's bring the hands behind the head. Interlacing the fingers or layering your palms. Yeah, just, I don't know. Seems like a day we need to do a little bit of abs before we do anything else. Let's get the low back kind of down into the floor. Take an inhale. And exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee. Or towards it. It may not actually touch, but the legs are just straight up. They don't really need to move. Try and stay lifted. Come back to center. Take an inhale. Then exhale, left elbow towards the right ear. So we'll go like that. Inhale into center. And exhale and turn. Inhale, center. Try and stay lifted. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Let's do that a couple more times. Center and turn. And if you like, coming back to center, as you rotate, you can reach the right arm outside the left leg. And then bring that back behind your head and do the same thing as you go to the other side. Reach. And back to center and reach. Just gives you a little extra, a little more lift. I know I said a couple, but you know, that's like a couple dozen. No, we're almost there. To the left and to the right. And let's do one more time on each side. Give it a squeeze as you lift. And squeeze the side body as you lift. And then back to center and lower down. Bring your feet to the floor. And just relax. You can windshield wiper the knees side to side or just have your leg that long. All right, awesome. Feel the feels. Let's come on up. Rock and roll forward and back a time or two. Let's come up to hands and knees. I think I left my hair tie at the front desk. We'll grab that in a second, but I had it. No, it's okay. No. All right, tabletop and cat cow. Inhale, stretch your belly, lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Exhale, emptying the breath around the spine. So you guys do that a couple more times. I'm gonna go grab my hair tie really quick and help you right back. Do your cat cow. There it is. Last one. Good. And then finding center. Right, so neutral spine. Let's walk the hands forward. So keeping the hips over the knees. Walk your your hands forward and melt your chest down towards the floor for puppy dog. Yeah. Try and get your arms straight out in front of you. You can. And then you can rest your chin or rest your forehead on the floor. So it's like down dog, but it's like down dog on your knees. Take one more breath here. A little stretchy. Come on up. Walk your hands back. Find your tabletop. All right, good. Actually, we're going to come into downward facing dog, so we can have the hands a little forward. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Come on into down dog. Once you're there, if you like, you can pedal the heels a time or two. You can shake your head out or do any of that kind of stuff. Just for a couple breaths. And then see if you can start to settle. Settle the body. Settle your breath. Right, and I know down dog can sometimes feel kind of intense, and especially that first one. So just use your breath. Right? Use your breath to help you find a little calm, a little steadiness as you're here. Take one more breath. Press back with the legs. On your next inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. You can walk or you can float. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift the chest, come halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, zip the belly. Exhale, empty the breath. Fold in half. Firm the glutes. Inhale, arms out wide, sweep it up. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Let's pause here. Drop your gaze to your fingertips or close your eyes. Setting an intention for practice. And so, maybe something comes to you as you think about that, what your intention should be, or maybe you have something already in mind. You can reaffirm why you stepped onto your mat. You just try and approach your practice. I mean, obviously you're not a true beginner, right? You've been in yoga before, but kind of approach it with that kind of curiosity, right? That kind of openness, right? As you get to each pose, each breath even, right? Just like you haven't done it before. Like it's new and fresh, and there's always the temptation, right, to kind of get sucked into the habit, the pattern, so you're just really feeling the feels, and like it's new, like it's fresh. Shake off the stuff that you think you know. All right, take a big breath here, inhale. And sigh the breath out, exhale. Release your hands down. You can open your eyes or keep them closed. Turn the palms out. Take an inhale and stretch the arms out and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold in half. Come all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen forward. Exhale, empty the breath and fold in. Inhale, come all the way back up. Firm the legs, reach out and up. Exhale, pressing the palms, bringing the hands through the midline. Hands down, palms out, keep going. Inhale. Exhale, we'll fold in half. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step the right foot back, step your left foot back. Coming into plank pose, top of the push-up. Yeah, draw the shoulders away from your neck. Lengthen the heart forward. And then take a moment to just try and tip the pelvis so you're pulling the hip bones up towards your ribs, tucking the tailbone under. All right, feel your abs engage. Just back up the mat a little bit. Take one more breath here. Lean in. Inhale. Exhale, let's lower down. Bend the elbows. Come all the way to the floor. Ha. It's nice when you get there, right? Curl the tailbone under. Me too. Inhale, lift up. Head, chest, lift the legs. Right, pressing the thighs up. Nice, you guys. Reach back. Come on down as you exhale. Let's do that again. Curl the tailbone under, float up, head, chest, feet, knees, maybe the thighs lifting up off your mat. Good, come on down. Let's do one more. Curl the tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. And let's reach the arms. Sweep them out and overhead. Melt the shoulders away from your neck. And then try and lift the thumbs a little closer to the sky. Yeah, reach to the fingertips, straighten your arms, take one more breath, inhale. Release it, exhale. Come on down. Take a breath to waggle your hips, to soften, yeah. Woo. Feel the work in the back of the body. You're welcome. Okay. The thank you is implied, right? It's there. Okay, tuck your toes. Plant your palms by your ribs. I'm gonna still do knees plank. Pressing to plank, or knees plank. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. How's your breath? I just noticed the impact of those. Like you're lying on the floor, right? But just notice the effect of that shavasana. Press back with the thighs, right? The very top of the thigh pressing back. Inhale. Exhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk, float, feet to hands. Halfway lifted. Fold, exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands through the midline. So keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, up and over, we fold in half. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, plant the palms, step the left foot, step your right foot. Back into your plank pose. Hug in the belly to the spine. Send the tailbone to the heels. Bring your right forearm down onto the floor. So walk your hand a little forward and bring your elbow down. And then the left forearm down. So forearm plank. Your favorite. Tailbone long. Right, press the thighs to the ceiling. Hug the ribs in. And then look forward towards your thumbs. Relax your face. Take one more breath. To Sphinx, drop your knees, flatten your feet, melt the thighs, the hips down, lift the chest. Oh, shoulders down. And then come on down. Bring the forehead to the backs of your hands. If you're turning your head, make sure you're alternating the direction. Okay, let's do another Sphinx pose. So come on up, forearms. Yeah, draw the heart forward. Reach back through the feet. Press the tops of the feet and scoop the heart through. Stretch the belly, shoulders back. One more breath. Yeah, slowly release it. Come on down. One more, just for good measure. Keeping the legs close. So notice that they've slowly widened. Hug the legs in towards each other. Tops of the feet flat onto the floor. Elbows under the shoulders. Draw the heart forward and through. Right, so it's a little isometric, subtle kind of pulling back to help draw the heart forward. Curl the tailbone under. Right now, we're going to try and pick our hands up. So first get the elbows off the floor. And then we can work into the hands. You're probably going to drop a little bit, but try and stay as high as you can. Reach back. Oh my goodness. Press the feet down, lift the chest up. Take one more breath. And come on down. Right, just relax the back body. Probably there's a lot of squeezing going on back there. That's going to try and soften everything. Okay. It's forearm plank time. Yeah. Come on back up. Elbows under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Start with the belly, peel the belly, then the hips. Take a moment to tuck the tailbone under and then lift your knees up off the floor. Right, so we're back in our forearm plank. Gaze slightly forward. Lean into your left forearm, plant your right hand, and then lift up to plank, plant your left hand, and go back to downward facing dog. Whew. Okay. Right. Send your right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift your hip, bend your knee, come into the stretch. Yeah, you can straighten the leg if you want, or circle the knee, circle the ankle. All right, just let that stretch happen. All right, and then coming back to center, let's just bring the right foot to the floor, back to down dog, and do the same thing on the other side. Pick your left leg up. Yeah, however much stretch your body wants you to do right now, right, do that. Oh. All right, and bringing the foot down to the floor, back into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's shift forward to plank pose. Yeah, belly to the spine, tailbone under. And how's your breath? Hopefully it's breathing. Left forearm down. Oh, elbow right under your shoulder. Right forearm down. Back into your forearm plank. Because, you know, why not? Why not? Tailbone long. Bring the big toes to touch. And just float your right foot. Try not to let anything else move. Float the right foot. Right foot down. Steady. Left foot up. Stay steady. Look forward. Towards your thumbs. All right, left foot down. Sphinx pose. Knees down. Flatten the feet. Oh. Hips down. Maybe lift the elbows. A little bit higher up, Sphinx. Shoulders back and back. Right, big stretch. All the way down. Oh my goodness. Whew. My arms are tired, Mike. Okay. Let's come back up. You guys are so strong. I have a new appreciation. Draw the heart through. Let's lift up. Lift the forearms up off the floor. Yeah, shoulders back and down. Oh my goodness. Stretch your belly. Come on down. We'll do that one more time. So if you want more stretch, which maybe you do, you can pull your hands back a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. Elbows under. Right in. Pressing through the palms, lift the chest. Curl the tailbone under. Make sure your low back feels okay. Right, shoulders back and down. Heart lifting up. Oh, breathe into that glorious stretch. Hopefully it feels good. Inhale. And lower on down as you exhale. Okay, relax your shoulders, your arms. Waggle the hips a little bit if your low back is feeling a little squeaky. All right, beautiful. We're coming back up onto our forearms. Forearm plank one more time, sort of. Okay, you'll see. All right, tuck your toes. Lift the belly, lift the hips. Tuck the tailbone, lift your knees. So we're going to go to the left side first. Bring the big toes to touch. Spin to the pinky edge of your left foot. Pick your right arm up. Send the tailbone long. Let's reach the right arm overhead. Right, so you're stretching the right side. Reach up and overhead like you want to touch the floor out in front of your left fingertips. And reach up. Bring your right forearm down to the floor. Switch sides to the right. Left arm up. Tailbone long. Right, reach your tailbone for your heels. Reach the left arm over the top. Stretch the left side. Lift your hips. Yeah. Awesome, you guys. All right, as you come back through, plant your left hand on the floor. Come back to center. Press to plank. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Woo. Sigh the breath out, shake your head out. Okay. Stretch back. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, walk, flow your feet to your hands, lift and lengthen, come halfway up, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Rise, inhale. Sweep out and up, and hands to the heart, and take a breath. Inhale, sigh it out. Release the hands down, relax your shoulders. Good job, you guys. Okay. And on the time, make sure I'm staying on schedule. Shoulders down. You know. All right. It's time for our first year.
Yeah, I figured.
Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, reach up. Yeah. So here too, we're trying to keep the shoulders off the neck. Right. Hug the bottom tips of the ribs in so you feel some engagement in your abs. You want to feel a little fullness across the lower back, across the kidney band, right? Fill that up, right? And then with that space, can you lift your chest and reach up and maybe press the upper arms back a little bit more. We love chair pose. Inhale, release it, exhale. Shake out your head, take a breath. Oof. Utkatasana is really mighty fierce. Doesn't really mean chair, just looks like a chair. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. You have the option to step back or jump both your feet back and come into plank. All right, let's lower to the floor for cobra pose. Bend your elbows. Come all the way down. Flatten your feet, lift the chest. Come up as high as you like. Exhale, lower down. Pubic bone to the floor. Right, curl the tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. Oh, stretch your belly. Yeah, exhale. Lengthen and lower down. Shoulders away from the neck like always. Inhale, peel up. Oh, we're going to go right back to down dog. Hug the elbows in. Tuck your toes. Hold the belly and lift your hips. Downward facing dog. All right. Fantastic. Send your right leg straight back and up. Try and keep the hips relatively square. Yes. Lengthen the outer left hip back. Take an inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose, round the spine. Shift forward like you're in plank. Inhale, reach the leg up and back. Try and touch your right arm with your knee. Your shoulders over your wrists. Lean in. Yeah, inhale. Reach it up. Add the twist. Come across. Touch your left arm. Hold it here. Straighten your right leg across. You can keep the foot lifted or put it down and pick your left hand up. Woo! Inhale. Take it down. Exhale. Reach. Inhale. Step your right foot forward. Exhale. We did it. Relax your shoulders. Let's come up. Come on up into your twist. Right, so we bend the back knee so we can get this lift in the hip bones to feel some stretch at the front of the thigh. But let's just feel the back leg straight. So come up out of the bend a little bit. Still have a bend, but how high do you need to go to really straighten your back leg and have your hip bones lifting, right? So you can even put your hands there to make sure that your hips are up. Melt the shoulders down, straighten the back leg. I don't mind how much bend you have in that front knee, just have some bend. Draw the right hip back, lengthen up. Yes, take one more breath. Maybe shift the gaze up. Inhale, exhale, release it. Hands come down. Whoo. Step back, plank. Now you have the option to lower to the floor and do whatever back bend you like, or chaturanga, possibly to upward facing dog. Oh my goodness. Back to downward facing dog. Right, take a big breath. And sigh it out. Shake your head out. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the left leg. Straight back up. Take a breath or two. Lengthen the right hip back. Press evenly through the hands and really reach through the left heel. Take an inhale. Exhale, round. Hold it forward, knee to your nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Touch your left arm with your knee. Shoulder it over the wrist. Inhale, reach. Touch your right arm with your knee. Come across. Hold it here. Straighten your left leg. Float the foot or put it on the floor. Reach your right arm up. Ball and triangle. Come on down. Reach it up and back. Inhale. Whew. Exhale. Step through. Right? Just have that moment to relax your shoulders. And then let's come up to our regular crescent pose. Where we're trying to really, as I tip over, get a big bend in your front knee. And by bending the back knee. Right, so lift the hips. Right, this is the action that we want to keep. So let's slowly lift up until we can straighten the back leg. So however much. And then draw the right side forward to square off exactly. Yes, it's bouncy, right? I know. Try and straighten your back leg. How much do you need to lift to straighten that leg? Tailbone long. Maybe shift the gaze up. Maybe press the upper arms back a little bit. Oh my gosh, take one last breath. And release. Slowly, slowly. Hands come all the way down. Stepping back. Woo! Take your vinyasa or resting child. Go straight to down dog. Right, whichever of those makes sense for you. Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick sip of my tea. All right. Okay. Downward facing dog. Send your right leg back up into there. Inhale. Exhale. Round the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, step. Your foot between your hands. Sweep up, crescent pose again. Bend your back. Yeah. Okay, so same idea. Let's see if we can get that back leg straight and lift the hip bones up. Right? Can you lengthen the tailbone down and have your back leg straight at the same time? All right. This is going to be more balancey. Press into the inseam of your front foot slowly. Right? Keep that down. Grab your left wrist in your right hand, go up to the sky, and then lean over to the right. Oh, and this whole left side is going to get really long. Right? Keep trying to push the inner heel on the right foot, the big toe mound. Maybe shift your gaze up. Yes, you guys. It's okay if you lose your balance. Just come back. Come on in, back to center. Oh, look up, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Okay, step back. Shoo! I promise we're going to do longer sequences, but for now, we'll just do one at a time. Yeah. Right, feel free to skip the vinyasa, to take a child's pose. Yeah, you're not obligated, so just see how you feel. Okay. Of course, we have to do that on the other side. One more crescent pose. One more crescent pose. Send your left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Round the spine. Pull it through. Back into our crescent. So we can start with the back knee a little bent. So we can find the lift in the hip bones. I would recommend having a little space between your feet side to side. Of course, a big space front and back, but you know, there's a little runway between your feet. Okay, so hip bones lifting, and then how much do you need to unbend the front knee to straighten your back leg. Try and maintain some bend in the front knee, right? Yeah. It's bouncy, I know. And that straightening the back leg kind of juices it up a little bit, right? Okay. Root the inseam of the front foot. The big toe, the inner heel. Grab your right wrist in your left hand. Go up to the sky and lean over. Oh, right, your right side gets this huge stretch. Breathe. Try and keep the back leg straight. Maybe shift your gaze to the ceiling. It's okay if you lose your balance, right? It's very balancing. Slowly back to center. Take a moment, maybe look up. Inhale. Release it. Exhale. All right. Whew. Right side. The breath out if you like. Take a vinyasa. Feel free to skip it, right? You can even, drop your knees lower down. Do something kind of low key. Right. Back to down dog. Shake your head out. All right. Press back. Take an inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's halfway lift again. Ardha Uttanasana. You inhale, separate your feet about hip distance apart. Yeah. Grab your big toes with your first two fingers. Bend your knees as much as you need to, right? If you can't do that with your legs straight, bend your knees. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold in. So you'll fold in however much you can, whatever that means for you. Elbows out wide, shoulders away from the neck. Crown of the head lengthening down to the floor. So see if the head lengthening down can help release your spine, right? Head's heavy. Yeah, like it weighs 1,000 pounds. Just let it hang. Beautiful. Last breath here. Slowly take your time. Inhale, lift your chest, come up halfway. Ooh, lift the head, yeah. Release the toes. Shake out your fingers. We're gonna keep the feet a hip distance apart. Bend your knees. Press your knees open so they stay as wide as your feet. And let's come into churros. So I'm gonna turn this way now. You can see me better. I'm sweating, just for the record. I'm sweating. Sit back into your heels. All right, reach up through the fingertips. Try and straighten your arms just for a moment. Maybe look up. All right, bring your hands to your heart. Yeah. So this is where that block might come in handy. Right, and we can put it between the feet at any height, not all the way between, but like between the ball of your foot and kind of forward. You may or may not need this, but it's nice to have if you do, certainly. Yeah, so see how it goes. All right, hands at our heart. Lengthen forward, inhale. As you exhale, turn, put your left hand on the floor or a block. Reach your right arm up into the air. So we did this a little bit, about a week ago. Let your left knee, let your left knee push forward a little bit. Don't try and keep it in line with your right knee. Right, let your left knee push forward. Lengthen your heart forward. And then push into your bottom hand and see if you can open your chest a little bit more. Use the left shoulder blade. Okay, keep your twist. Look down. We're gonna step the left foot back. The foot that you're not facing, right? The one that's kind of behind you. Step that one back so you're in a lunge facing your right leg. Yes. Press your back leg straight. Lengthen your heart forward. And as you push into the bottom hand, can you use that to rotate the chest open? Oh, beautiful. Vashisthasana. Spin onto the pinky edge of your back foot. You have some options. Step the front foot halfway back, all the way back. Float the top foot. Maybe even hook the big toe and kick your foot up into the air for the full pose. What? All right, bring your foot back to the top of your mat. What? Come back if I lost you. And then we're gonna step the left foot forward. Woo! Chair pose, my feet are super wide. Chair pose. Come up to stand. Woo! Release the arms, take a breath. Okay. It's okay. All right, good job, everyone. We're all back, right? We did it. Goes however it goes, right? That was one of the things that I actually really liked about yoga was when I first started, I was pretty strong and stuff, but there were so many things that I couldn't do that I would look at other people and be like, what the heck? How are they doing that? So if you feel like that, sometimes it's okay, right? You know, just keep practicing, we'll get there. I used to think I just didn't have the right proportions. Like I wasn't long enough or whatever. But that's not true. Okay. Tadasana. All right, we'll regroup. Take a breath. Inhale. Sigh it out. All right, bend. Make sure you have some space between your feet for your hand or your block. Bend your knees. Lift your chest. Utkatasana. Melt the shoulder blades away from your neck. Keep your glutes squeezing, right? They'll keep your knees where we want them to be. Yeah, hands to your heart. Lengthen forward. And here too, we're gonna let the right knee just push forward to get your hand to the floor of your block. Don't try and keep your knees even. Just let it go and open up. And just notice the difference. We've done it the other way enough times that maybe you have a memory of that when you're holding your hips steady. And see if there's still work, but some ease as well. Reaching up, maybe looking up. Press into the bottom hand to reach a little higher. Use your right shoulder blade to open the chest. You don't have to, but I do think it's easier to look down, pick your right foot up, step it back. I'm gonna hit the wall, but it's okay. Into your crescent twist. So even though we are letting the right hip drop a bit, press the right leg straight and strong. Right, press the right leg to the ceiling. Rotate. Maybe looking up here too. Nice, you guys. All right, so you have a couple of options. Spinning to the pinky edge of the back foot. Step your front foot halfway back, or all the way back, or float the foot, or hook the toe, and kick your foot up into the air. Woo! That's a balance pose too. Right, and then bring your foot back to the top of your mat. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Bend the knees. Oh, reach up from the glutes. A little sweaty. Press and rise. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. Relax your shoulders. Shake out your legs. Awesome job, you guys. Okay. Let's stand. I used to just tell stories about how sweaty I get, but now you get to see it for real. So you can tell I wasn't lying. Okay. You gotta drive your forearms.
Glowing.
This is the part that is a problem for down dog. You get too sweaty and then it runs into your palms. Okay. You don't want that. Right. I used to have 2 towels. You know, just in here, have something dry. Okay. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale. Oh, exhale. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, bend the knees. Hands are down. Step or float it back. A vinyasa or not, right? You don't have to take a vinyasa. You are not morally obligated, right? To vinyasa, so no worries there. Belly still lifting though, hugging the spine. All right, let's send the left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Round the spine. Pull the knee forward. Step your foot between your hands. Let's come into warrior 2. Back heel drops. So you're heel to heel. Windmill up. Briefly anyway. So let's try and get your front foot straight ahead. Yes, there you go. That's much better. Back leg straight. And then can you hug the outer right hip under? Get that back leg straight too. It's pretty stretchy, right? It's pretty stretchy to the inner thighs. Keep the glutes squeezing. Good. Reach forward, inhale. Forearm to knee, we can start there. Sweep the right arm, left arm, sorry, up and over. Try and have your top arm straight. Reach through the fingertips. Maybe see the ceiling. If this is going okay, let your right hand come a little closer to the floor. Maybe onto a block. Yes. Huh? I didn't hear your question. Hug your ribs in. Take one more breath here. Reach the top arm straight up. Come back up into warrior two. Reverse it. Reach up and back. Stretch and open up the right side. Straighten the right leg. Reverse triangle. And then inhale up. And go forward out over the right leg. Reach for triangle pose. Bottom hand down, top arm straight up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Send the tailbone long. Yeah. Awesome. Take one more breath here. Turn the gaze down towards the floor. Bend your front knee. Reach your right hand forward. We have to do my favorite Ardha Chandrasana. We don't have to, but I just want to. Right, so you're lifting that back foot. It's just like Trikonasana, except tilted forward. Yeah. So you're still wide across the chest. Strongest legs. Beautiful. All right, slowly rotate the top hand down towards the floor and square your hips off to the mat. Take your time. The standing leg stays strong, right? Strongest. Lengthen the heart forward. Yes, beautiful, you guys. Reach your right arm straight out to the right. Let's take a twist. Peel open. Your left hip wants to kind of dip down towards the floor. Keep the leg pressing. Right, press the left thigh bone to the ceiling. Take one more breath here. Slowly, gently release the top hand down to the floor. Bend your left knee and just step your left foot on your right foot on the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift again. Let's separate the feet and come down into Malasana. Oh my goodness. Just notice the difference between your two sides.
We didn't marry you.
Huh? You didn't? It seemed like you were.
We did the same.
You did your left leg? We'll just do the
The
other
left leg
side.
was the front.
Just do the other side.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Oh, lengthening. Okay, let's do Bakasana since we're here. Since we're so conveniently located. I'm just going to back up a little bit. So as you plant your hands and lift your hips up, maybe bring your feet a little closer together, but try and keep your knees nice and high up on your arms. Right. Look forward. Look forward, lift your butt, and then one foot, maybe both feet, right, coming into Bakasana. Crane if you can straighten your arms. Crow if your elbows stay bent. And then Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Feel free to take a breath in your child's pose or down dog or wherever you need to. I'm just sweaty. Okay. I should have brought a towel, but I didn't. Okay. So we're going to do the other side, of course. Now, if you didn't do your right side on that time, do it now. I'm not sure. There's some concern that we were not all on the same side. So just do the other side. We stayed on the same leg the whole time, so it's all good. All right, downward facing. All right, lift your left leg, inhale it up. Exhale, round the spine, step through, or your other leg, whichever one you didn't already do. But I think you guys will get me on the right leg. Okay. Pin the left hip back and under as you drop your right heel to line your heels up. And we'll windmill up. Warrior two. Right? Yeah, you did it. Okay. So in this pose, and in this next set of a few poses, we're trying to stay kind of flat in a sideways way. Long along the length of the mat, but really squeeze in. So we want to have the knee over the foot, like everything sort of tucked into center from both sides. And it gets pretty stretchy, so if you need to unbend a little bit, that's okay. Right, arms reaching wide, like strong. First, we'll deepen. So come forward. Forearm to knee is a little bit easier. I'm just going to switch my foot back. Forearm to knee, top arm up and over. Right, so we're trying to reach through. Let me just turn around. This feels weird. We're trying to reach through and really lengthen the right side. Roll the top shoulder back. If all this is going really well, maybe slide your left hand down. Hold your ankle, put your fingertips on the block or the floor. Oh, breathe into that big stretch. Energize the back leg. Look down, let's come up. Warrior two. Into the reverse. Up and back. Oh, feel that stretch on the left side. Slowly straighten your front leg as you're here. Yes. Come up as you inhale and forward into Trikonasana. Reach, reach, reach. Bottom hand down, top arm reaching straight up to the sky. Hug the ribs in. So we're still trying to squeeze ourselves into this, like the flattest plane we can. Right, so we have movement to the middle. This is quite the balancing pose, right? So that's actually pretty useful to help us find some steadiness. And again, it's okay if you wobble, if you fall, whatever, you know, it's practice. Okay, so try and imprint what this feels like, because this is basically our next pose as well, Ardha Chandrasana. Soft bend to get started in the front knee. Reach your left hand forward. Maybe you step the back foot in a time or two. Whoa, maybe you take one big step. Woo! Right into the balance. So a block under the bottom hand makes the floor a little less far away. Breathe. There you go. Awesome, James. All right, how's your breath? I know. Consider looking up to see your top thumb. Woo, there it is. All right, slowly, slowly. Bring your top hand to the floor. I almost fell over. Woo, square your hips off. Take your time. You don't have to rush. It's kind of a big movement in your hips. Lengthen the outer left hip back. Try and lengthen the left side of your waist as you energize the right leg. Lengthen your heart forward. Left arm straight out to the side. And let's twist again. Heel open. Oh my goodness. Reaching the top arm up. Lengthen the left hip back and press your right thigh to the ceiling. Maybe look up. Oh my gosh. One more breath. Slowly bring your top hand down to the floor. Step your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of the mat. Oh, separate your feet. And come on down. But some of you may not have to separate your feet that much. You know, whatever you need to do. Malasana. Oh my gosh. So just appreciate. It'll release your hips a little bit if as you push into your legs with your arms, you squeeze back onto your legs. Squeeze your legs back onto your arms. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. slowly. Oh, let's just stand straight up. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay. One more thing. That's not really true. But in this sequence, I'm so sweaty. All right. We did this recently, so we're going to try it again because it's good for us to repeat things. Which is the twisting bakasana, or side crow, part of the bakasana. If you're up for it, we'll attempt to come into it from the chair twist. Just to see, because last time we did it the easy way, so this time we'll do it the little bit slightly harder way. If it doesn't work out, it's totally fine. You can just lift your heels, come on down, like take your time. But let's see how it goes. We'll give it a shot. Can't hurt. All right, so first, of course, chair pose. All right, bend. And reach. But not for long, because it's just to get us there. So hands to your heart. I'm gonna bring my feet together. Lengthen forward as you inhale. And again, don't worry about keeping your knees level for today. Just let your left knee push forward a little bit, elbow outside. Keep your legs kind of squeezing together. Maybe see if you can wedge yourself a little lower. Press into the palms, peel the chest open. Right, and then see if you can get your left hand to come to the floor. So that's going to be the determiner of whether you can get into the arm bounce from here. If your hand doesn't touch the floor, lift your heels, bend your knees, and come in from down here. If you can get in from up top, then let's try and bring the right hand down. In any case, bring the right hand down. Right, left hand down, lean over, squeeze, and maybe lift your feet up off the floor. Eesh. Side curl. Oh my God. What do you think? So yeah, you can always come in from the heel lifted squat, which is easier than just work on getting your hands down on the floor. All right, that's one side. Well, let's try the other side. We're gonna do chair pose again. One more time. Last one. I swear. Okay. So we'll stand up. Sort of unceremoniously stand up. All right. Let's bring the big toes to touch. I think it helps to kind of get into the twist and have this kind of to the middle. So you don't have to reach quite so far. Every little bit helps at this point. So chair pose, bend. And reach. All right, here we go. Hands up. Back and forth. Let your right knee push forward a little bit. Elbow outside the knee. And then take a moment, like kind of use your leverage and see if you can get a little deeper. Put my hand on my leg. Right, press into your palms and get into that stretch. Rotate the shoulders and the chest. And then we'll see, can I touch the floor? Open the arms. If you can't, here's where you'll lift your heels and lower yourself down so you're closer to the floor. And then try and get your hands down. Get your left hand down. Right, lean. Squiggle your feet out. Lean and lift. There we go. Lift your feet. Lengthen forward. Right. Harsha Bakasana. Yeah. Hips up. All right, you gotta lift your hips. Well, once you're down and your hands are on the floor, then you try and lift your hips. They're not gonna lift that much, but just that action will help you get your feet up off the floor. All right, you guys, let's take a quick break. Not that you need one after that, but just because I feel like it, that would be nice. Take a moment. Right, just notice how everything feels. Right, and it's not, honestly, it's not about whether you actually get into any of these poses or not. I mean, it's fun, I guess, but it's more just like the journey to getting there, right? The feeling your body and exploring all the stuff and building the strength and, you know, all of that, right? And once you do it, Then there's just another thing after that. Like you do one thing, you're like, okay, great, now that you can do that, let's work towards this, right? Because it's just the evolution. It's not necessarily actually achieving or not achieving, but just, you know, the journey of like learning about yourself and all that happens along the way. So don't worry too much, you know. All right, that said, let's do a couple of back bends and kind of stretch all that out a little bit. And we'll kind of go classic old school, and we'll do bridge pose and possibly asana. So let's come onto our backs. Classic. Right. Oh my goodness. Ooh, sweaty still. Next Sunday, I'm bringing a towel. All right. Flat on your back, knees bent, feet flat, about hip distance apart, and your heels close enough that you can touch them with your hands. Now, depending on your proportions, that may be easier to do than not. You know, my arms are long, so I kind of pull my feet in closer, actually, because I feel like they need to be a little closer than just my fingertips goes too far away. All right, so you can kind of adjust for your own proportions. I do want you to be able to have your whole foot flat. So that's important. The big toe side, the inner heel pressing down as much as the pinky edge. And lifting the hips, peel them up off the floor. And as you lift up, tuck the tailbone, right? Scoop out the belly like you want to pour the contents like into your ribs, right? Scoop it out and let everything pour down into the ribs. Interlace your fingers and tuck the outer upper arm under. Oh, feel that glorious stretch. Press through the feet, puff your chest towards your chin while you lengthen through the tailbone and pour your pelvis into your ribs. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. One more breath. Press the inseams of the feet down. And slowly roll it down. Keep tucking the tailbone under. You can come down on top of your arms or move your arms out to the sides. Take a breath. That's good. Okay, we're going to do another back bend. So either bridge pose again, what we just did, or if some of you are feeling, you know, kind of open and not too tired in your shoulders and your arms, we'll come into asana. So bridge again is great. Switch the interlace as you interlace underneath you. So let's press through the feet, lift the hips up. If you're doing bridge, interlace. If you're doing press into the palms, come onto the top of your head. Set your hands, hug the elbows in, and people press up. If you're doing bridge, puff your chest, your chin. Root down through the forearms and your hands. Right, breathe into the stretch. Right, breathe. One more big breath here. Slowly bring it down. Right. Whew. We're going to do one more. So, right, you come down and you're like, oh boy, right, you can feel the effects of that. Again, back bends, like you don't have to move around that much. This is how they are. All right, one more, last one. Last one. So just be nice to yourself, but just see, like feel it out. You know, maybe you get a little more puff in your chest. Keep lengthening through the tailbone, whatever back bend you're doing. So hips up. If you're doing bridge, do that same awkward feeling interlace again. Right? And then we come up and breathe. Right? Breathe and breathe. You're in Urdhva. Hug the outer upper arm. Wrap it around. Take another breath. Bring it down. Oh my goodness. All right. Awesome. Just take a moment to just feel that. All right, it's good. Ooh, back bends, right? They're so glorious. All right, knees in. Maybe rock a little bit side to side as you pull your knees in towards your chest. Oh, that's good. It's a nice counter pose, Uttanasana. All right, yeah. You can even pick your head up and kind of snuggle your face in, hold your knees. Just give a little more stretch to your back. All right. Head down if it's up, back down onto the floor. And then we'll keep the legs just like this, or if you like, cross your right thigh on top of your left thigh. And we'll take the legs over to the left. Oh my goodness. So a slightly deeper twist than we did at the beginning of class. If it feels like too much and you have your legs crossed, uncross. If it still feels like too much, take your block and put it underneath your legs or in between your knees, your shins. Soften. Right, good. Slowly come back to center. Switch the cross. Switch it around. Let's go the other way. Legs to the floor. Oh, heel open. And again, if the crossing is too much, you certainly don't have to cross the legs. But I do want you to get some kind of twist. So modifying the legs as much as you need to. Adding the block. Oh, such a nice stretch across the chest and shoulder. All right, slowly, slowly, let's come back to center. Hugging the knees in, let's come up to sit. And we still have a little bit of time, so I want to give us a few minutes to do something upside down. So move in the order, so we're doing it after our back bends today. Now, of course, if you're tired, you can just lie down and put your legs up the wall, and this is fine, right? You can just relax here, no problem. But if you're feeling a little more energized, you can do a headstand or a handstand. Kinchamayurasana, your shoulders are pretty warm. And then this is it. After this, we're going to do a couple big stretches, and then we're going to take Shavasana. So if that helps your decision making right now. Yeah, just a couple of minutes to do the Brita Karani or a headstand or a handstand or whatever's calling to you right now. Oh, all right. Feel free to use your furniture. You don't have a wall available. Furniture is super useful. All right. Yes. That's it, Mike. Do this. My shoulders. My shoulders feel a little tired.
So it doesn't hurt to do that?
Amazingly enough, no. It does not. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's more the flexion. I mean the extension when my elbow is down. There you go. There you go. That's it. Nice. Just a little. Like them. Can you reach your feet up more to the ceiling? Yeah, yeah. Okay, my goodness. One more, that's it. My shoulders.
They're just to do that. It doesn't have shoulder.
It's so fun. This is the way that works me. For me, I don't know. I'm not really, I keep saying this. How many times have I said it? But yeah, I guess the reason I keep not going is because it works most of the time. It works most of the time. Oh God, I can feel it. I don't think I can stop it though. Okay, well, I think that's it for upside down time. So if you're doing something upside down, slowly stop doing it. If you're doing a headstand, take a breath or two in child's pose. Just let your neck soften and relax and release. All right. So we'll take a few minutes to sit up and do a couple things from upright. First, Paschimottanasana. So, legs out long. Yeah. Oh, sit tall, press the thighs down into the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Oh, it's a nice stretch. Okay. Grab onto your feet if you can reach them, or your ankles, or your calves. Inhale. Exhale. Long stretch. And just let your torso lengthen through the crown of your head, right? Lengthening to stretch the back of the body. Inhale. Step out. Exhale. Let's come up the rest of the way. Oh. Give your legs a quick shake. All right. We're going to do a hip stretch. Single pigeon. Right? I think you did that a couple weeks ago, and I think that went okay. All right, so pigeon pose. Whichever leg you want to do first. One leg forward, one. Oh, yeah. This is a good one. So squaring off. Maybe just take a breath or two. It's a little bit of a back bend. It's potentially a huge back bend, but we're not trying to do that. Just let the hip open up a little bit right here. Just take a moment upright. After those crow poses, it's nice to get the hip flexor open a little bit. All right. Then when you're ready, just walk it out. Walk it out. And maybe your head comes to the floor, maybe you're kind of upright, you have a block. If your head is a little bit away from the floor, you can rest it on the block. Just so your neck can soften. Your arms will have to do a little bit of work still. Okay. A few breaths here. Just give us my tea. I feel like we did something. Now, for those of you that are comfortable here, that are like, oh, this is great, no problem, and you want to juice it up a little bit or a lot, this is kind of up to you. You'll thread, so you'll turn towards the front knee. Whichever leg is in front, you're going to turn that way. So thread the opposite arm under and turn towards the front leg. It's super nice to have, ow, just hit myself in the head. It's super nice to put something under your head. I personally prefer a blanket, but I don't have a blanket handy, so go that way. If you want to do that, you don't have to do it, but if you're going to. Oh, gotcha. No problem. I wasn't looking, so I didn't know what was going on behind me. So the stretch is just kind of, the twist kind of levels up the stretch a little bit, which you may or may not want, so it's just an option. And once you're there, you can just relax. You can press into the top arm and peel your chest open and deepen the twist, or you can reach around and hook your foot. But I mean, it's a thing, I guess, but it just feels like too much work. We'll take a couple more breaths here. If you're in the twisted variation, unravel for a breath or two. Now, just to get the spine back to neutral. And then you can choose how you want to exit your pigeon pose. Either just swinging the back leg around, maybe you take a breath or two in down facing dog. I don't really mind how you transition. It's totally up to you. Oh my goodness. All right, but switching sides. Yeah, other leg comes forward. So probably at this point, you guys know which hip has, more range of motion, which hip has less, where you have bigger sensation, whatever. But, see how everything feels today. Maybe take a breath or two up at the top, just stretch your hip flexor. Oh, that's for the back leg hip. And then the forward fold where, it's nice to be straight ahead for a few breaths. And anytime you're ready, if it's something that makes sense for you to add that rotation, you can add the turning towards the front knee, which again, you don't have to do, but under, it just hangs, just not comfortable. You can reach around, feel open, and just see how it feels. And if at any point, if you're in the twist and it started out feeling great, and at some point it's like, oh, too much, just exit. It's okay if it's not as long as it was on the first side. Right, just smoothing out the breath, try and calm everything down. Long exhales. Right, just noticing the thoughts that come up as they come up. And not to beat yourself up about it, you have no control over the thoughts that come into your head. They just pop into your head, so that's fine. But just notice, right? Just notice and then just let it go and breathe and soften. The thoughts come, you don't have to follow them. That's the catch. The thoughts come, and then we can decide if we want to run after them or not. If you're in the twist, take a last breath or two there. And then you'll unravel and come through center for a couple breaths. Getting a neutral spot. Well, not neutral, but just kind of not twisted, I guess, not rotated. Not exactly neutral spine in this position, technically. All right. And then slowly, let's come on out of this. Oh, yes. So maybe down dog, maybe not, just because you did it on the first side, doesn't mean you have to do it on the second side. But if it seems like a good idea, go for it. All right. And then, of course, we'll come to lie down. So let's come onto our backs. Yay. You did it. We all did it. All right. Hold your feet or your ankles or your calves or backs of your knees, and let's do a happy baby. You can rock your baby side to side a little bit. And if you like, you can kick the heels out. That's nice. And anything else? What else? Do you want to do anything else before you take Shavasana? I'm going to turn the lights off in here. Oh my goodness. Okay. And you guys at home make any adjustments that will help you to really relax and feel comfortable in your Shavasana. Soften your shoulder blades down away from your neck. Turning the palms open to face the ceiling. The legs out long, your feet can just flop out to the sides. Just allowing the breath to breathe itself. Let the whole body soften. The whole body rest. I'll take a couple of minutes in Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers, your toes. If you like, you can take a stretch, reach the arms overhead, stretch your legs, waking yourself up just enough. And one last time, let's gather the knees, giving a gentle squeeze in towards the chest. And rolling softly to your right side. You can cushion your head with your arm for a breath or two if you like. And as you're ready, take your time, press the floor away, come up to seated. And just sit comfortably, cross-legged or up on a block or use your shins. Notice how you feel. Right? Check in. Notice the shift. What's different from when you first came into the room, started your practice, onto your mat. And bringing the palms together at the heart, snuggling the thumbs into the sternum. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, gently round your chin. Grateful for this practice. Grateful for the goodness that it brings. Grateful that we have the time, the opportunity, the ability to practice. What else? What are you grateful for? And it just takes one thing, right? Just allow yourself to actually feel grateful. We can make a list, but then feel the gratitude that comes with it. It's such a nice way to bring some sweetness, some joy to your day. Thank you so much for practice, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. Namaste. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, you guys. All right. Awesome work, everyone. We will be here next weekend. Saturday is just going to be the 9 a.m. It's the 4th of July. So the 9 a.m. class and then prenatal, but that doesn't really apply to you guys. And then Sunday normal schedule, Friday normal schedule, yeah. So just FYI.
Tuesday, I will see you Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay, yeah, Tuesday, yeah, normal week. And I am gonna live stream Thursday on Facebook. So it won't be on Zoom, but I'll live stream Thursday mornings on Facebook. Yeah, because Hajan's gonna do her Yoga Nidra on Zoom. So just FYI, trying to see how I see everyone, but I don't know. Like, where is everybody? How do I look at you?
Maybe swipe, Chrissy.
It's on my phone, and I'm
You have
trying
to swipe.
I have to what?
Swipe the screen.
Oh, thank you. I'm like, what do you mean? I get ya. Hi, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Nice to see all your smiling faces. Was the sound better with my phone? Did it seem the same?
I thought it was the same.
Okay.
But I understood.
I just thought I'd try.
You were easier to see the image. Maybe the lens is different on the phone.
Oh, my phone probably has a better camera. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's good. So it's a little bit better. It's the same difference, honestly, from my end. So I can go either way. But all right, ladies. Nice to see all you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good
Sunday.
day.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye. You're welcome. Good to see you. Have a good one. And